Are we live? I think we're just about. Maybe? There we go. Welcome, one and all. Oops, as we punch our house. Yes, so, welcome back to All About the Geeks, slow play of the Valheims. Right, so, since we were last on when we built these lovely 2 storage sheds, we have completed some smelting facilities, which I believe we did on stream last time. And I have done a lot of resource gathering. So as you can see, we've got 500 coal here. The smelter is full. I have also filled 10 boxes with wood, so that gives us 5,000 wood to build with, as well as a box and almost a box and a half of core wood. No fine wood yet, and most of that came from just deforesting this stretch of woods right here. Don't need that pin anyway. As you can see, there's been a little bit more exploration while I was doing the deforestation of those areas. Noted some blueberry bushes, some copper deposits, some tin deposits. And as you can see, there's a couple of there's a copper deposit right there. And if I'm not mistaken, some more not too far away. We also located a second Eikthyr location in addition to the one that gave us right at the spawn. So the plan here is to use this vast array of materials, take down this structure, and build a new structure here that will be my long-term cookhouse, and short-term it will be my sleeping quarters as well. And we did set this up a little bit at the end of last stream, just kind of laid out the foundation. I have moved it back a little bit because my plan would have wound up with the little porch piece interfering with those 2 buildings. Hydration is good. Yeah, so needed to adjust for that. Okay, well, it's a little bit loud. Let's just drop the volume of the mic a little bit for you guys. There we go. So the idea here would be that we're going to take this down. We're going to build out using this as the corner post. And then over here, we're going to build a dock structure, which I haven't entirely figured out how I'm going to lay out. So that's going to be a little more as we go, make a determination of how that exactly is going to work. Because right now, when we take a look at my gear, these things have not been repaired since I restarted, because my workbench doesn't have the ability to repair those pieces. So if I come in here, use my workbench, I can repair everything else except that, because those are too high of a level for that workbench to repair. Yeah. And then we'll go and grab some copper, some tin, and we'll talk a little bit about how we're going to get started in the Black Forest for reals. Because, I mean, while I have explored a good chunk of the Black Forest in various areas, honestly, I've tried to keep it pretty close in, just for safety's sake. But it also means that I haven't died. And while I have some compatriots who are like, whatever, you just respawn, and it's no big deal. When I look at my stats here, in particular my wood cutting stat, like damage when hitting trees with an axe. So, you know, my wood cutting's at 58. My bows are at 18. I'm in another world where, I mean, we're entering the mountain biomes and my bow's at 24, like only 6 points higher, because, you know, I've been following them into some less than ideal situations, and that has resulted in dying. So the first thing we need to do is come into our shack here and empty the boxes, because they are full of stuff, especially the food box here. So let's just put all this into these unlabeled boxes here for now. And these are going to go into that other, this structure here, the cookhouse, once it's done. This will also give us our initial bits of wood that we'll be using. So as you can see, I have collected some blueberries. I've killed a shaman and got some buke berries. Let's just get into some stuff here. And now that all of the consumables are gone, we can start taking this bad boy down. Now it is a little on the dangerous side to not have. I'm not expecting to die while building. Wouldn't be the first time. So almost all of the logging I did was. I'm just gonna do this the kind of cheater way. Take down exterior bits. And then this will collapse. So yeah. So I did a bunch of logging, managed to not die. Did get close. I was down to 8 hit points getting attacked by Ray Dwarves while... Yeah, alright, so here we go. We have almost our... Oh, we're pretty close. Let's just drop the stone off. And we will start our foundation. So what we've got, we have a 6x10 foundation. So we're gonna keep going from that. I have also set up this survey post. And the idea is that I can use that as a way to keep the buildings in line. Because if you want to be, you know, retentive about it, I can use this as a starting point. And that's actually what I've done here. So I use that to position this first beam, which I don't need. I'm just going to come through and repair anything here that needs to be repaired. There hasn't been a lot of weather, per se. All right, so we can start building. So this... So I really do like this structure. 2, 6. Now, even though, like I said, I do have access to the antler pick, I like the idea of not taking out any more than... I mean, I did have to carve a huge chunk off of that back area, and I'm gonna have to do a little bit here. But I want to do that as little as possible. Mostly because it's just time consuming. Down here. I might too. And that's another trick you use is get a little bit of a low point and go from there. Oops. So there is our initial 10 by 6. Now there's a porch on the back side of this that I do like having, and what I'll do is then the various devices that I'll need for continued construction in here. So for instance, you're gonna want a forge at some point so you can drop a cauldron. I think you need it for the fermenters, a couple other things where you just kind of need to have some space. So I just find that that's a really good way to do that. The other thing we're going to have is we're going to have a little bit of a porch. Now in Zero Stir's version, they do a 2 deep porch. I'm going to do a 1 deep porch just because I don't have quite the space, and I think that's fine. field. Because I think if I did 2 deep here, I might do 2 deep. It's all about finagling it. I do want this as close to ground level as possible because I have found that it can look a little tall. There. So now we've got kind of the rough foundation of how everything's going to go. So let's drop some floors down. For the back porch, I'm just gonna do them normal like. And this is a great structure because we'll be able to advance it as we go. So let's So what we're going to do is we're going to do a crisscross pattern on the floor, or a thatching type pattern. I just find it nice to lay as many of them out as possible to begin with, and then backfill. This kind of does set the tone. Now there will be a couple pieces taken out down the road. So for instance, these two are going to get removed when we get access to stone cutting, because we're going to drop a hearth back there, as well as one right here, which is where the main cooking area is going to be. You'll see that as we go. All right. So once again, we can... I'm missing some... I also need to take that floor down a little bit. There we go. Let's go steal some wood. Wood. Now I can carry about 110, I think. Drop the stone there. And... this is a lot closer to the ground level than I've been able to get some of these builds. This is the third or fourth time I've built this particular structure. It is a personal favorite of mine, obviously. And it goes together pretty quick. All right, so there is our floor. Now let's lay down the first layer foundation. I guess this isn't foundation anymore. This is now the first wall layer. There. We will wind up repairing our hammer several times throughout this. That is. Oops. All right. And we're also going to remove these two floor sections because this is where our fireplace is going to go. Block that for now. And then right in here, beside the door, it's going to be a little spot where the fermenters are going to go. Have a little storage space there. Storage there. On either side of this. Now this storage will extend long term, but this is just what we're going to start with. Oh yeah, throw Some storage there. In there as well. So what's going to happen is we'll have cooked food here and cooked food here. Have a window. I'll probably toss my bed in there for now. All right, so that is our initial. Now let's get the walls up. Window there. Those. And again, we've talked about this a bit before, but the reason I'll use 2 of these rather than a single tall piece, aside from the fact that it is the same amount of wood, it does give you extra options for snapping points. We're going to have a large window there. Now, because I want the exterior walls to look the same, I'm not going to put the, I'm not going to use the same 2-layer snapping pieces. I reduced the other stuff I'm carrying to help with that. Window. No window on the backside. Just go. So that's the initial structure. Realistically, we can just drop those there as well. Some 4 sections in, and we're good to go. Door. I will put a door on this. I don't store, so this one. That door there. And then we'll come out here and see about our little porch. Now, we don't really need a stairs here, but we're going to put them in just to make it easier should we ever dig some of this out. So there's always a nice, easy step up. Okay, so then we're going to throw a couple of leaves here. Let's leave those on. All right, so let's put on the roof. So this is all going to be 26-degree roof sections. I'm going to drop these in every spot. You don't need to. And it definitely, I don't need, I can't there because that'll be using them every spot is obviously extra wood you don't need to use, but I am a fan of the aesthetic. Now the other thing that we want is we want these to extend a little bit. So we're going to use a pole like that and set a second anchor point for the roof there. that gives us a little bit of an extension. That is, again, not a necessary thing, but it is a lovely aesthetic. If you're running low on wood, you can always choose to skip all of the stanchions, obviously. So, I mean, I spent a couple of hours specifically for the purpose of being able to do this the way I wanted to farming wood. Now, this is a little bit of an awkward space because what we're going to do is we're actually going to have I don't have a bed, so we can't rest at night. So maybe what we're going to do is grab... Actually, I can throw a bed down over here, because I know that it is... some stone. Then if I look over and watch the stream, it's black. You can kip out. Get a little rest. Hope that we don't get attacked. I mean, outside the house. It's entirely plausible that we could get ransacked along the way, but I so this is going to be not. No, stick. Six. So let's header section here. A little ladder. This is the one part, it's one of those things that I really do like the aesthetic of this particular build. It does have some unique challenges with it, though. Particularly this. I do shorten the overall aesthetic from what Zero Star does. Zero Star? Roster. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to extend it. Because aesthetically, it's nice. And most places, like if you think about your own house, there's a reason that you've got like the little eaves and such. Makes sense. And I like I said, appreciate the overall look that it gives. Is it extra? Yeah. And anything that's... Oh, there's the hammer breaking. Anything that's extra, you can always bypass. Isn't necessary. You can keep it simple. It is one of the things that makes, I think, this a great game, is you can make things the way you like. And I mean, you've got limits, obviously, but you do have a fair bit of opportunities to play how you like, and that's one of the things that is awesome. So let's just quickly throw sections up. And the nice thing is if you set up that extra piece, then it's not too much of an issue. Now, this is the tricky one, as always. I like to do the extra half. That gives it just a little bit extra. And then we just finish it off with post. Go. So our little porch is done. And now we work on this side. Now we've got some little bit of challenges. So there is a weird thing that occurs here as a result of what we've done. And we're not going to worry too much about it. I don't know what this. These. Boom, boom. I do that. And we can do that same extension, same extension that we did. So it follows the same lines. All of the building. Okay. Here. Because almost there. This one actually. Let's do that. That one should also. That's there. That's fine. So what's going to happen is there's going to be some more dividing walls going in here. Just drop that in. Drop in the dividing walls. Makes sense. Do I need to put the walls in? Much like I talked about with the storage? No, I don't. So we'll just go along. Extend them all. Oops, more wood. So we've gone through just about 500 wood so far. A little more than, because of course we had the initial allotment that we used, that we got from the house we took down. If you're wondering why I don't have a half-tracked Kurt on here, honestly, I just forgot to make arrangements with him to join in for any of this. And I've been just kind of playing on my own. Now, I don't need to put these bridge pieces the whole way along if I don't want to. Really missed one. I'm going to put that there because I can. So now we're going to put the roofs on and get this all protected. So start from the side. This is the tricky piece still. Once you've got the first pieces on, it's much easier to get the snapping. Now this is where we're going to have our first little snafu because we need to use the inside corner pieces for that window, which is fine. And we're not going to worry about the fact that we kind of have two separate roof lines going along there. Oh. Like I say, I firmly encourage you to go check out Zeroster's video. Their videos are quite elegant, actually, how they approach this material. You don't have to listen to any talk. All the instructions are on the screen. They give you material assessments in the video description, which is awesome. Now, I could do more fancy end bits for the windows. However, I know from experience that I'm going to wind up pulling this chunk of this wall out. And I suspect I'll be doing the same on the other side down. And the reason is for the expanded cooking stuff. Go. Start putting the end caps on. The chimney building is actually much easier now with the new well, let's just decide. Do it from the top. And now we're going to take a look at our chimney pieces. It's just there. What we're actually going to do is make use of that piece there. This is that new piece that they created. And we can do is by doing this, snapping those down. Now I can just grab it. There we go. Nice big chimney. Now I could stack that up a bit higher. I can also, and what I will do is get overhang going on this piece. Come on. This is the trick. On the half. You know what? Off the back for this, it's actually fine to have full. Because I'm going to be dropping a bunch of workbenches and stuff back there. No long term. Do I want to... I think I'm going to... that up. That should still give me lots of airflow for the chimney. Alright, so down here, we need to use the 26-degree thatched roof interior. Go. That's right. There she blows. Now, I do think I want to put a little bit, much like I have on the other ones, a wee bit of a... extension. Let's just back some here. Yep. A little more decorative stuff to deal with. Finish up this back chunk. I should have. I misplaced the pieces, or used the wrong pieces for those rear sections. But it is not the end of it by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just gonna... It's not going to get the double X like the other one. Right, so now we can... Don't have stone. That's right. Just build in... Again, I'm doing this because I want a couple of snap points. Oh, I don't like that. And we're going to use... And there, so it's nicely finished in the fireplace. Let's get some stones and get some fire going in there. Just make sure while we're finishing up the decorations on here that everything is working as expected. Let's just throw some sills down on our windows. Oops, some more wood. Extra stone. Oh. These, again, are entirely optional touches that you can do, but they do really, I find, enhance the overall feel for your construction. If you're going to spend the time, if you're going to spend a lot of time in this world, then you should try to make it your world, right? That is the... Oh, come on. gonna get it? Yeah, there we go. Actually, what? I think that's actually a problem. All right. So we've got that. Let's just add one more decorative piece on the outside, and then we can get to our storage needs. So what we're gonna do is just grab some 45-degree angled stuff. Get that in there. And it mostly works because we've got this piece. So I think it just, I don't know, I like it. We're gonna keep it. Furniture, to the bed. There's my spawn point for now. And getting to evening. So let's have it sleep. So yeah, so basically it took 2 game days to build the majority of this. So the next piece here that we're going to do is, you know, you can decide to tackle this whenever you like in your game, but you are going to need storage for your food, both raw and cooked. And much like what we've got on in the storage section, I'm a big fan of having it as organized as possible. Is it possible that you can be too organized with it? Oh, probably. So that's the extent of what we're going to be tracking for now. But that's still going to give us a fair amount of space. And not everything is going to need its own storage. So I will probably be a little less I probably won't break down the storage quite the way that I have in other games, because I've realized that, you know, you're going to need a lot of storage for meat, because you're just going to collect a lot of boar meat once you got a boar farm going. So you're going to want, you know, a fair amount of storage for that. But you're probably never going to get more than a chest full of raspberries or a chest full of blueberries, because you're going to start using them before you get through that point. And same with what I would call the add-ins, your mix-ins, as it were. So like your thistles and stuff like that. They're pretty important, and you want to keep them separate. But I probably will just do a plant and veg. I'll probably do, yeah, probably do plants, veg, berries, honey. You will have lots of, all of the honey. So this is, oh, what the heck is that? What the shit is that, Jason? You're not paying attention, placing your chests. Honestly, placing the chest is one of the things that I am least good at. 10 chests. 10 more. We're going to need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Go through another 140 wooden chests. $123, so 12, 14. glad I'm my sleeping quarters in here, because I'm pretty sure. What the heck is that? All of our chest needs are done, so now it's chest labeling. So, more wood. For our signage. So I've got a lot of coal here that is going to help when it comes time to start smelting our metal bits. It's just some honey. Eat some food. Hopefully bad about that. I get that feeling sometimes. Something is gonna. What? Alright, so clearly I had misplaced, and this is one of those challenges that happens sometimes. Misplace a place. We fix it. We need to fix it. We need to fix it. I want to fix it. I also have the opportunity because of this. Easily. This. We're nice and dry in here and underneath the sides. It's not a necessary sign. So let's start labeling some of these. So this, sweets. There's all sorts of sweet things, including jams, etc. So then we've got soups and sandwiches. That's funny. Veg. Berries. So. That's gonna be like blood bags, oozes, organs. Makes sense. So this is gonna be like your frost glands, your coal, various other sundries that you need as you go. Let's go fix your hammer. Last bits up. Grab a little resin. torches to go. I don't need that many torches, but I'm putting them in anyway. Because it's easier for you guys to see. So this is need pieces. Enters. In case I have visitors to the world. And then we have our meat, basically anything that's cooked meat. Trees. And I don't think there's anything else we need to worry about here. So now we can move our food items back. This. Okay, so there it is. So let's put it there it is. Top. So push bottom. Go down. Okay. This that's gonna be like what you call it, dandelions. Like, I think extra equipment. I only had 2 cooking stations. Awesome. So I'm not going to bother putting cooking stations over that one, over that fire, because I'm at a point where I'm pretty much ready to start smelting the tin, so I can make my cauldron. So I'm just going to leave that for a cauldron. This isn't the most exciting stuff, so that's why I don't. That's why I do a lot of stuff off stream like that, so you guys don't have to watch it. We can see the smoke is going up, the fires are not out. That is exactly what we want. And everything in here is more or less done. What we can do is we can increase our comforts. Put this cold excellent. That's not choice. So let's have these fires. And our next bit for my next trick. Some others. Let's just throw down. It's comfort up to 5. So when I sleep, that's an extra few minutes of the rested buff. And it's a nice thing to have. So there we are. Took us about an hour, and this first structure is good to go. And my next trick is to plot out docks. what I'm also going to do as a temporary measure. So I'm going to drop down a crafting station in here. So I can repair my hammer. Let's do it. And because the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take down all of this. Crafting station there. For now, we're going to wind up with several random equipment. Let's break that. All right. Let's just get a sense of what we're working with here. Now I could raise a lot of this land if I wanted to a higher level. I've got a fair bit of stone. But I don't think that's what I actually want to do or need to do. I'd actually think that what I want to do is let's just drop off the skins. For ease of my life. A bunch of the materials I'll be using for the docking. Just saves me a short run. I may have more than a spots. I do understand the ludicrousy of what I've just done. But that's alright. That's what I want to do for now. Repair my hammer. Hoe. Carry on. Alright. So I'm thinking that this is actually a good level to work on. No, that's not. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick up. We're going to start with some core wood for laying out our structure. So we're going to pick the height that we like. Probably there. And use that as our starting point for where everything builds off. And I'm going to build it right back into this section, because ultimately when you're shipping vast quantities of your metals back, being able to easily get it to your smelting section is important. And while the core wood isn't, you don't need to do it this way. I'm doing it because it's really quick layout, right? Like when I know exactly what I'm doing, then yeah, I might not use this as my layout tool. There we go. So this is kind of what we're gonna work. We're gonna have a dock going this way. We're gonna have a dock come out here. Let's just drop. Yeah, but if you don't know this trick, you want to put something in low. Get it. Oops, that is not cool. I mean, the good news is that this is all fairly rigid because it's all basically touching the ground. That's right. I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going to grab these. And so I think that's going to be the width of our dock. So let's just flatten this dirt. I'm going to wind up flooring over most of this. All right, so I actually have to dig down to get that. This is the freeform stuff, so it takes a little bit. So that's the right position. Nope, it's good. So let's see. And the main reason I don't want it to snap kind of at that odd spot is because I don't want to wind up with alright, so theoretically and again, this is a little bit where I'm fighting because I want aesthetics. So even though it's kind of an excessive thing, I'm doing it knowing. So we're going to wind up with quite a bit of space here. Station. why I have a lot of wood. It's because I know that I want to have this be a reasonably sized structure. There's a couple of reasons. One, we're obviously going to be doing a bunch of work here, and eventually we're going to extend the smelting function down into this area, most likely. Now that we've got this basic framework, we have to build out for our ships. So this is a really good spot here. Oops. I'm going to try to take a bunch of this space out. I don't want this big jutty bit into water. Nice shallow. It's gonna be a draft, right? Like we're gonna be able to get our boats in here. I don't want them too much. We do want to have we do want to be able to have a way to access the boats from the side. So we can leave this chunk here and then have a space for a boat. Then we'll have a middle walkway, space for a boat, another walkway, and a space for another boat. So come over here, here. We can have this be a spot where we can run a boat right up to here. Right, so just extend this a little bit. We can park a boat in here. I'm going to continue to frame this in the boat. As crazy as that seems. So the ship. Okay. Right, and then we'll do 2 spaces. 2 should be. If I leave 2, so it's 8 meters. It's actually a fair bit of space. Quite the port structure. See, the water comes up. Just did double wide for the This is one of the things I really like about using build. Layout. Huge. Now it does mean you're kind of waiting until you're ready to go into black forest. So now I've got this double wide. I got space for 1, 2 boats. I can get a third boat in along this side here. So if I double wide this piece, tide's in right now. Always it's at one support rate, but this has been much easier than the last couple of docks. Just going to. All right, so I did it a little bit wider. So normally I have built my docks just 4 meters wide, so that's the length of one of these poles, but that doesn't leave a lot of space for the ships when they're coming in with their sails, etc. So I think an 8-meter wide gives more space. I probably could have gotten away with 6. Dry off. But I think 8 is just gives you a little more. Now that the basic piece of the dock is the frame, the sketch, the layout, as it were. The next piece is going to be putting down flooring, etc. And that's going to be primarily with the regular wood. So we will drop off the core wood, drop off the rock, grab that. We'll start by flooring in these pieces over here. I'm not going to worry about the cross hatching on the docks. The fact that I don't have a chunk of core wood underneath there. For stable for its purposes. Now we're just going to lay down enough flooring. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put some ladders in here, some skirting around the dock. And this serves the purpose that if if it is a really rough kind of weathery day. It means that the dock's not gonna wander, or the ship's not likely to get stuck under the dock. And because I made these double wide for what I normally have it making, it also means that I don't need to worry about knocking a chunk of the dock out. For steps. Oh, lots of comments today. Let's just go. Some wood. Got a skirt in one side of that still. Let's get this one finished. You don't think the skirting is important until it is. So in one of the games, because I currently am playing in 3 different worlds. Well, there's this one, and then I have worlds with 2 different sets of friends. And what we have found in one of the worlds is that this is going to be easier because this is what I would classify as a shallow water. Going to leverage the fact that our boats are relatively low draft, which means they don't sit deep in the water. But in the other, like literally one of our boats has repeatedly gotten itself stuck under the dock during storms. Because we extended the dock beyond what was reasonable, and it was a deep water. It's a deep water port, so it was hard to get that factored in. I've got these, extensions on the front of the first pier. And it just means that the boat can sink a lot. So these shallower drafts, and I may find this out when the time comes. Realistically, I can run ladders the whole way here, which was kind of my thought. Well, as being beneficial, because then it doesn't matter what direction the boat comes in. It's easy to access the cargo hold. And it kind of feels like a dry dock type look as well in my... And again, it's probably an extreme misstart. This is entirely... That's still... This is entirely still a free-form build. I don't really have a firm plan. We're building the plan as we go. All I know is I have buckets of wood, so I'm not going to run out of wood as I build this. And I have enough experience to know that this is going to work for the boats. let's say 90% of the time. Just get some of those. Don't want the beads popping up. Right, so we've got those two. One of the most challenging things when you are building is making sure you get that you eat enough so you don't run out of stamina later, but you don't want to waste a lot of time. I guess the skirting is not entirely necessary, but I definitely think that using core wood to sketch the boundaries of what this is going to look like was the way to go. Made it easier to kind of devise a plan. Now, it's important to note that you don't need to have, you know, huge plan in place. And in fact, like, a dock is hardly a requirement on just beach your boat. That's a totally legit way to go. I, however, like the idea of this. I also like the way it looks. I think for my overall concept of like an expanding little medieval-esque city, having the I think to do here is we're gonna run some internal. This is not a requirement. This is one of those things where you start to learn as you go that there's going to be challenges, and because I don't know exactly where along this path some of the other structures that structural bits that I've got planned are going to go, having a known quantity such as knowing that the pieces that I'm connecting to are braced or are supported. Again, this is something I could do this if I could wait and see what my stability looks like. Down the way. But I know if I just put the wood, the flooring, kind of even just hovering above. So this just gives me also remember that some of this was built without any thought to where this actually starts and ends, right? Like these were just arbitrary points that I picked. So I think we're good with that. One thing to note is you can see that already those dock portions, the pieces in the water are starting to weather. Anything that's not covered by a roof, and I mean the thatched roof or presumably the dark roof, I assume, will wear down in time. However, it will not get worse than about 25% or about 50%, maybe 30%. So you don't need to go around repairing all of the pieces. Oh, and there's my hammer. So the plan will be, let's get this wood. Alright, so now I think what we're going to do is we're going to put a roof over these pier sections. Actually, let's... put it back to this. You can see these wood pieces are actually structural. They're really, it's often the like some of the floor pieces over, say, on the workbench over there are not. I'm assuming it's in chat, so I have not paid close. Now the key thing here, of course, is that your workbenches and stuff need to be substantially protected, etc., or else you can't use them. So how do you do that? Have this big open dock. That's going to be foundation. So now we've got this piece done. Let's, yeah, now we're gonna do the roofs. Let's drop that. And we'll start with the uprights. symmetry, so make sure it's up. It's one of the reasons why I was snickety about certain aspects of things. So there we go. Now we're going to follow the front. So what we're going to do, because I don't know if there's actual structural right there. We're gonna use as our spacers. Should this. Basic. Right. Now, of course, this is not a even number of pieces, so we're gonna need to adjust things here. So we're gonna there. Yeah. So this will follow along the same roof line effectively as those pieces. Should too, much like we did with the other things. Just frame it all in. Out of corner. What? It's getting late, darkish. So we prepare our stuff. Has an hour. Coming up to about an hour and a half. So we're drinking. Can't believe I did that. So yeah, hour and a half into the stream, and we are on the way. I will be honest, I was concerned about how this dock portion was going to come together, but I'm actually really happy with what we've got going on. So what we're gonna do is let's stick with a 26 degree peak. let's start throwing some roof up. So throw up some roof. Like my wood supply that I've got there is plenty. Wood. Always. Why I try to off this one. So we've got that structure here. Start with the top. I think. Switch. JJ. So I think it's what is that? This wall here is going to be where we're going to put our, or along this back section here is where the what? Oh, my friend is failed. It's where our workbenches and stuff are going to go. Rested. So. These corner pieces are a lot of fun, but they're also the trickiest ones to use. Once you figure them out, they're not too hard. This is still the most complex. This is the most complex line I have yet devised. It's just first off the ladder. So we've got, yeah, this is perfect. School. That's awesome. Right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to build up our crafting area. Now we're gonna start making our, so what I usually like to do is we're gonna throw Stretch it. Stretch it. Then use the X switch. Wall sections. Then stations too exposed, so this is a little more exposed than we have made it in the past, for sure. Now that's so, let's drop our workbench. What we're gonna do is we're gonna stick our forge just over here, and between the two, we're gonna put the shop. And the reason for that is so we can pop some boxes. For common materials. So even though I've got my storage right here, which isn't that far away, and I will 100% be coming back here to grab stuff as I build the various pieces. It is also nice to be able to have, say, storage for iron. So I have. Don't know that I like this actually. Now that I've built it. We're gonna follow suit what I did as a some sign. So what I'm doing is every second sign there, sign there. It's dark, so let's go for the sleepy vibes. So like what, I've lost track of how many times I have toddled Sogard off to bed It's so probably 3 days for the dock, 5 days total. I had thought that we would do some hike through, but this is taking a little bit longer than I had anticipated. Although, to be fair, I didn't have a good sense of how long this would take. So let's grab a little bit of coal. Let's see. So this could be purple mats. This could be arm mats. This can be bronze. Bronze. That's 4 bronze. Cool. So now we just need to let's put in the rest of this flooring. Put in the rest of the flooring. Put in the rest of the flooring, then put in the expansions, the upgrades for the workbench, and then once those pieces are done, we'll put in the pieces. We'll go kill Eikthyr, and then get some copper. And I think that's a good way to wrap up today. What will happen is we'll have some wagons which we can use once the time is right for offloading the boats into. Be back for that. As a completely unrelated note, if you decided to enjoy my content, you might also enjoy the things that I enjoy, such as the series True Detective Season 3 was phenomenal. Just finished that up, and last night I watched amazing Ryan Reynolds movie Free Guy. Just seriously, do yourself a favor. If you've got Disney Plus, and you're in Canada for sure. I don't know if it's on Disney Plus in the States. I have heard rumors that it might not be. But if you're here in the Great White North, it is definitely on Disney Plus. And so give it a watch. You will not regret it. Because if you're watching this, clearly you enjoy video games. and even if you don't play the games they reference, you'll appreciate exactly what's going on in them, because I've been in those situations where it's like, but I don't want to be that guy. I don't want, like, you know, Grand Theft Auto, like, that's effectively what the Free City is, basically a bank teller in GTA 5 for all intents and purposes, right? And hilarity ensues. There's also, right near the beginning, if you can spot it, a cameo by Ryan Reynolds' favorite frenemy. You don't see his face, but it is very clearly Mr. Jackman doing some voice work there, which was awesome. And if you're a super nerd, or king of the nerds, or former king of the nerds, like my buddy Dave, you can even enjoy that film while enjoying some refreshing aviation gin, if you're of legal drinking age wherever you're watching this. Of course, that key disconnect. All right, so upgrades. I'm going to need leather bits. I need wood, and then which is on the other side. And then crafting. My goal here is to keep these basically out of the way, and that's why I put them over here. So we now have a level 3 workbench. Stuff. I've got new things I can make. That's awesome. And we're going to just, so the stuff doesn't, I think it'll start to degrade, but we're gonna throw at least a partial roof up over this stuff for now. Leather bits. Lint. All of them. Although I haven't been collecting a lot, to be fair. So, wood. Mine a 26 package here for now. So that's the line we want. That's... Badge done. Excited. I fully expect that I'm going to adjust this. I just want most of this to be. This is one of those interesting things, especially with the logs. It's much like when you get into that fine woodworking and it's not on the line or the side of the line. It becomes where, you know, when you're when you're cutting, and these logs have that a little bit. Are you placing on top of the log or under? Most of my other roofs, I think I placed under the log on the bottom side. Which is fine. Doesn't matter. It's different. I know my buddy Kurt sees this. He's gonna be like, you need to do that in our world. We just built a mega dock complex. He was a little disappointed with what we took down to do that. So this section. I'll have to take that big rock out. All right. That is a beautiful thing. So now grab a little bit more. Ourselves some arrows. I haven't made any additional fire arrows since I came in here, so we have not wanted to do a lot of them. So that should enough. And now I can, in my arrow mats box, drop the things I need for arrows. Prepare everything. Run basically. Let's just grab something. Grab that wood. And since we did not need to build up this patio, and now on the backside here, build ourselves a crafting table. There's the middle. Comes the thing. And later on when we're able to build our forge, the same thing. Now we can take this crafting table down. Dry off. Rest. And then we'll go fight Eikthyr. Once again. Which I've already done. That's okay. I've got substantial food. I am good. So maximize my stamina. There. The other Eikthyr. So many Eikthyr's. And then we'll go use the Eikthyr power that we will get fighting Eikthyr. Well, I've already got. We're not going to go to the spawn point yet because I want to set up a portal there. And I need fine wood to do that. In order to have fine wood, I need bronze. I happen to know that the mushrooms are there. That. Oh, I don't have trophies. Stupid Jason. I did this last time when I did the Eikthyr fight. Didn't my trophies with me. I mean, I could probably get some along the way, but I just don't want to risk it. Risk it. These would be a lovely set of structures right here. Village. Way. Trophy far end. Don't care. tell you right now that after I fight Eikthyr here, you know what? We're not going to fight it. We're going to go mine some copper. Copper is more important. It's more entertaining. Oh, mining copper's not actually. You get my drift. It advances us a little bit more. I can fight. I will do a video where I go fight Eikthyr, and I'm going to fight him twice. But I think for today, those forges. Here's my copper deposit. So one of the things I do when I'm mining copper, well, especially copper. Actually, it's the copper and then also with the silver, is I zoom out so I can see if anything is coming after me. Copper ore. You guys get to see a giant troll fight. I thought I turned unit off. Conveniently, because I turned my Eikthyr power on, I've got it on. Destroy this. Actually, the raspberries is what I was mostly doing. Hello. It's almost better than an Eikthyr fight, eh? Big stagger. Run away. There's rocks. Resistance too. You know what, Hunan? Don't have time right now. Raid dwarves are not a concern for this tree. Oh! That is so sad. Okay, but it's a good opportunity. Quick look at my skills. And see how much I dropped. I really wish it would tell you how much. I'm sure there's probably a mod. Pickaxes dropped 3 points. Woodcutting dropped 2 points. Bows dropped 1 point. It's not too bad. Probably should grab some food, but doing the corpse run. I do want to track that troll down because dude is very nearly dead. I wouldn't be surprised if he died from the fire damage after that last hit I got on him. No guarantee. All the broken stuff. Oh, no, still. like I said. Very nearly dead. Oh, but he's got a troll buddy right there. Gonna pester me while I'm mining? Or I die. Okay, back my copper closet. I have 3 copper. I need 6 for a forge. I want 2 forges, so I need a dozen copper. I bought more than a dozen copper there. I really wish the mining skill improved your yields, not just the damage you did. Be a nice adjustment. This will actually be my 3rd troll today. Which will put me in a good spot to take some troll. Assuming I live. There's gotta be a troll cave right there or something. One of the reasons I really want to get that cauldron up is because one of the first stagger. One of the first recipes I want to whip up is some Queen's Jam that improved stamina over my current options. Here we go. Alright. Can I please mine that copper now? I don't think it's that. So much crap. I'm gonna have to go drop some stuff off. Grab the remnants of the buildings that we smashed. Run back and throw the copper I've got into the smelter. And then go back for the bits and bobs next. Oops. He's off. I really do like the way this is all coming together. It's a little tighter confines than I've done in the past. I really want to get that copper, get that stuff going, and then call this stream a win. Although the death, I don't know, maybe it's less of a win. It's win adjacent for sure. Win adjacent, that's just a fancy way of saying lost. You know what's been adjacent? Second place. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm being cheeky because I can. What do I feel like there's... You guys hear that? It might have been something outside too. Definitely thought I heard some raiders. Stone. A copper piece. That's my number one trick when doing this, is wait for them to swing at you. Don't chase them down. Let them come to you. Parry so they get staggered. And that saves your stamina somewhat. It's not perfect. And you have to get your timing right, or you wind up getting hit a bunch. But you can usually take a couple of hits from these guys. We want enough copper so we can put some sconces up in our various locations. And pickaxe just broke. So that's probably where we call it. We'll get this copper processed. Get our forges up. I throw one forge in behind the cookhouse. Let's get our stuff repaired. First copper bits are processed. Don't have enough copper. I need 6. Pretty sure it's 4, 5, 6 copper, 4 coal, and 10. So let's get the other things. Coal. Your fingers do not automatically hit those WASD keys. Oh. Let's build our forge. I'm going to tuck this forge right in here. Because there are a couple more forge bits than the workbench. It's just bigger. So build a copper knife. If we will build one, because we're going to build all of the things. But with the forge built and our workbench area constructed, I think I want to do something like that. So get a little more wood. Let's just kind of finish off that piece. Like this. I said before, this is a bit of a build on the fly, so 45. Awesome. We got our forge built. We got copper smelting. It is a good time. Call it. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you watched all of this amazingly long video, thanks for that. It was fun. I'm quite happy with how this world is progressing. Now we are basically at the spot that I wanted to be when Hearth and Home dropped originally. And just clean up these patches. I will probably need to build a new one for ships later. But anyway, this is where I wanted to be when Hearth and Home, well, this is where we would have been had Hearth and Home not damaged my world, or damaged the worlds that I was playing in. So I became nervous about continuing. So thanks so much for joining me. You have been epic. As always, I will ask you to be kind to one another. It is still a crazy time out there in the wide, wide world. Let's get up this roof. Stand. I want to get up on the roof. Be one of them roof climbing games. Just dying for some stuff there. Anyway, as always, remember to work your wonk, wash your hands, have fun in what you are doing, and as always,